Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host, David Tear, where I've been featuring my personal top 3,000 songs of the rock era from 1954 to 1999. And today I'm up to song number 2576, and that one is We Don't Need Another Hero by Tina Turner. And this was featured on the soundtrack to a very popular movie from 1985 called Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. It was also, here's the soundtrack for the album it came out. And I never saw this movie. The song went to number two, by the way, in 1985. I think it's a really good song even though I never saw the movie. I'm not into doomsday sci-fi. I think I saw the first Mad Max movie. This was the third one. The first was called The Road Warrior. I think the second was called Mad Max. I think I saw The Road Warrior, which I think came out around 1980, 1981. It was pretty bad. I really didn't like it at all. It's a post-apocalyptic scenario where I guess it's supposed to be after World War III when, pretty much the whole world's destroyed and the few people who are left are kind of wandering on the highways just trying to collect resources and survive. I really hope nothing like that ever happens. But it was very popular. I guess the whole series was very popular. All I remember about the Road Warrior, I don't even remember much dialogue. I just remember a lot of grunting and a lot of fighting. It was not my cup of tea at all. And I'm not sure, but I think Mel Gibson was in all the movies. I think he was Mad Max. And I'm not a huge fan of Mel Gibson. I've seen him in some movies I do like, but I didn't like The Road Warrior, and I never saw Mad Max or Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. But it's my understanding that Tina Turner was in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and she also sang the theme song. And it's a good song, and here's a picture of her. I'm sure you guys all know what she looked like. She was one of the greatest rock and roll musicians of all time, I think. Amazing performer, amazing singer and songwriter. And I'm not going to go through her whole history because this is the fourth song on my list I've already featured by her, and I still have several more coming up. Really, really great artist, just all together. Pretty provocative, pretty flamboyant, but great singer and just amazing energy. And I really like this song. And it's kind of funny because when I first heard this song on the radio, I actually thought that it was featured on the album We Are the World. I think this is the single We Are the World. This is the album. And I don't know how many guys remember We Are the World. It was a one of a kind performance. It was a charity rock festival basically by this group called USA for Africa. It was 44 musicians, I believe, that all performed together. They're all very famous musicians, including Tina Turner. She even sang a part of this song. Think she said, "We're all part of God's great big family." And it's kind of interesting because there's also the chorus is "We are the world, we are the children," and she actually repeats that line. And we don't need another hero. She says, "We are the children, the last generation." So I just assumed that it was one of the songs on the album, "We Are the World," kind of a natural assumption, since she sang in this group and they used that line in the chorus. But I was wrong. And it's interesting because the title, "We Don't Need Another Hero." I mean, I think that's a great line, and I thought that would have been a great addition to "We Are the World" because we don't need another hero. I don't think. I mean, if you think about what they were trying to do with USA for Africa, they were trying to, the whole effort was to try to feed all these starving people in Ethiopia. It was a relief effort. All the money, all the proceeds, all the profits that were made from the sales of the album and the single "We Are the World," and I bought a copy of this. All the profits went to help feed the starving children in Ethiopia, and they even had a big concert. It was like a whole 2 day concert, overseas. I think half of it was in England and half of it was in the United States. And I believe Phil Collins even went to both hemispheres to perform it. But it was a big deal. I even watched part of it on TV. But I think it would have been a good addition to say we don't need another hero because I don't think we do. I think part of the problem in the world today is we have too many heroes. We should be our own heroes. And I just want to say one more thing about that. I wrote this book, and I don't usually do this plug for this book I wrote on this channel. I have another channel called Are We on the Same Page, where it's kind of a philosophy and spirituality channel, and I wrote this book during 2002, and I think I finally published it on Amazon in 2003. If you guys want to buy it, it's available on Amazon.com, but I use a pen name, Dave Thomas Rocker. And you probably should search for Dave Thomas Rocker if you want to buy this book. It's about 100 pages long. It's not a long book. It's mostly one-line quotes about how I think you can live a good life and the kind of the values that I think that matter, in life and society. I also talk about some spiritual ideas of my own. I am spiritual, but I'm not religious at all in the traditional sense. Um, but anyway, you might be interested in this. I don't know. But one of the reason I mention it is because I have a quote. Like I said, there are a bunch of one-line quotes in this book, and one of the quotes I came up with was what I think I just said. Your biggest hero should be yourself. So think about that a little bit. We need to be our own heroes. It's kind of like what Gandhi said. We must be the change we wish to see in the world. And I think if we all do that, we won't have a Mad Max world. We won't have an apocalypse, and we won't have a post-apocalyptic dystopian future. So anyway, I really hope we don't, and I hope we do the right things. Anyway, that's my feature for tonight. That concludes my feature on "We Don't Need Another Hero," Thunderdome by Tina Turner. Thank you for watching. You guys rock, and I'll see you next time.